unless you have a written letter from the FPPC saying that there's no measurable impact on your real property by making that type of decision. And we see this more on the Planning Commission side where they're, making our recommendations related to people's property and they might live in that neighborhood. And so they would, Sorry. The FPPC, sorry.
What is it?
Oh, the Planning Commission, sorry.
No,
Yeah.
the FPPC.
Oh, what's the FPPC
Fair
stand for?
practices?
Fair Political Practices Commission.
Okay, thank you.
This is state law. And so this kind of relates to your Form 700 that you complete.
We never did.
Are they subject to Form 700?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. So that would, the Form 700 usually requires you to disclose your income.
Right, but
property
we're not
interest.
covered by
Yeah,
that.
you're not covered. So, so maybe you still are covered by the city's conflict laws, which kind of adopted the FPPC ones anyways. So we want to avoid any type of bias or conflicts. If you have someone coming in to make a dispute that you're going to be working on, we want to make sure you disclose and recuse yourself from participating.
Well, we want to make the whole city better, but that'll make my property worth more. It'll make everybody's property worth
That's
more.
okay.
But that's, yeah. Yeah, there's a public generally exception. So if
Okay.
you're doing something for the entire city, that's great,
Okay.
but it's just your property, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example that you might come, maybe sidewalks or something. All of a sudden you're going to reduce
Redevelopment.
sidewalks in one neighborhood and that would definitely increase your property values, right? So you would want to recuse yourself from participation in that discussion, but allow everybody else to be able to vote on that. Does that,
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good example.
Okay, we have a lot to move on. Is this it, or?
Oh, yeah, well, I guess you can just kind of glance over the rest of the presentation. This is the Muni Code. It governs how your attendance, your term, your quorum, your rules and regulations, how a chair is appointed.
This is from 0-4 policy?
No, this is 2.08. This is chapter
code.
of the Muni Code.
Oh.
O-4 is the next thing. So that the policy kind of comes out of that. And O-4 is apparently being revised. We're waiting on it. Hopefully this fall we'll get it.
We wrote a letter of comment on it last
Okay.
year.
Yeah, I know. My other commissions that I'm on we've been sitting tight and waiting on it. I'm not working on that policy, unfortunately, but we'll definitely make sure Michelle gets a copy of it and distribute it to the rest of the commission when it comes
And I think
out.
technically we're outside of it or parallel to it. This commission is different from all the others.
Okay, got it. So are you guys exempt from the policy? Do you know?
We were by separate policy. It's a separate process.
Okay. Oh, just for appointment, right?
I think
For-
the whole thing.
Oh, the whole process. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll work on that with Patty
Okay.
when we get 04.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get all that information about the differences between.
So I guess I had one question about the Brown Act was probably, our purpose is to communicate with the public. We
Yeah.
get information, we write our notes, we talk to our districts. So I write out to everybody in District 6, other people write to everybody in District 1 or District 5.
That's fine.
That's public process, but then everybody else can read it here, so then that doesn't violate Brown Act?
No, I mean,
Okay.
that's your right to go ahead and convey to your constituents what's going on. What ends up happening is if for some reason the commissioner next to you starts commenting on yours and someone else starts commenting and then you get comments on whatever you're distributing, it might lead to, we kind of just want to keep
We try to be
one way.
We try to be careful about
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying, just want to make sure about that.
Yeah, and just like emails, right? Like you might get an email, you want to email the whole commission your idea, but it's that reply all, then all of a sudden you're having that discussion, right? So you want to keep that your emails one direction or even through Michelle for her to distribute so that we don't have an accidental violation where someone just replies all and sends the response to everybody.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? We have a lot on the agenda, so I want to move.
I was just going to.
Oh, yes.
One comment if I could. So a lot of times when I'll make comments that are personal opinion or opinion of my station as a business person or as a co-founder of the Almaden Winery Neighbor Association,
Okay.
so with capacity, I will comment that my comments that I'm making are not representative of the neighborhood commission as a body. And then
Yeah.
I can say whatever free speech allows.
Correct. Yeah, so, and if you go through, in the rest of the presentation, I do highlight the other policies about that. So the only time you can actually speak on behalf of the commission is if the commission has authorized you to speak. So yeah, that's a great clarification there.
Okay, public comment, Ed? You can grab it in the middle and pull up. And turn it on. Or talk loud.
vacancies. Okay. Ed Rast, I had a question to the city attorney's office. The neighborhood leaders in the even districts that are up for election for the council coming next year are going to basically meet together and discuss what we think are the council district as well as city-wide issues. We would like to have participation of the neighborhood commissioners. But there's been brought up a question on what, considering that some of the issues we're going to be talking about are under the preview of the neighborhood commission, how do we basically not, and this meeting is probably, the initial ad hoc committee that's going to do with this is probably going to basically, because we got some research to do after it, it's probably not going to be a public meeting. We'll later on go to each of the district, neighborhood, and community leader groups and have them make a decision, which those meetings will be public.
Okay.
So how do we involve the neighborhood commissioners? Do we have to basically limit it to less than the majority?
Yeah, so I would either publicly notice that meeting if you want all the commissioners to attend, or more than.
No, we don't want all of them. We
Yes, if you
basically
want more
don't.
than 10 to attend. So if you, then you just need less than.
Okay, so one of the ways,
11.
yeah, I was on the Sunshine Reform Task Force as the chair. One of the ways of doing it would be to say, all right, we would limit it to one commissioner. The two of them would decide which one's going to attend. That way we'd be down to 5.
Yeah.
Rather than getting right up at 10 and then maybe having somebody talk to somebody else and we over it.
Yeah.
Does that make good sense?
That makes a lot of sense. That's very safe.
Yeah, it's very safe, because we want to be able to get the input, because they were selected by the neighborhood leaders. We're also going to have the chair and vice chair of each of those five groups, along with probably some selected other people or subject area. So that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
good. Any other guidelines that we have to watch?
No, I don't
Because
think-
I've read the Brown Act umpteen times,
As
yeah.
long as you're keeping it to the ad hoc, I think you should be okay.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, thanks.
One last thing, if we have 2 vacancies, does that mean the quorum is then 9, or is it
No,
still 10?
it's based on the number of seats.
Okay.
So you have 20 seats, so your quorum's still 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Any
And
other?
just one quick thing. Our office is always here for you, whether it's ethics or Brown Act questions. Just call Michelle. We're happy to try to answer those questions as quickly as possible. So we want to try to catch these issues before a violation happens. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle, was this posted on the website? This handout? I know, I missed it.
It isn't. I can email it to her though and have her
Fine,
post it.
thank you,
Yeah, I'll post it tomorrow morning,
thank you.
or as soon as I get it from Liz.